Hello, everyone, and welcome to the August Glimesh board meeting. I'll be your host tonight. My name is Cologne. Anyways, let's get started. So welcome everyone who is new here. Welcome everyone who has been here before. This is our second ever board meeting. If you're unfamiliar with them, we actually used to host weekly team meetings where we kind of covered all of the same content. We covered metrics, we covered features, we covered all sorts of challenges and wins. But as we've been growing, as we've been building Glimesh for a year now, it came time to kind of consolidate the meetings down, stop spending every single Tuesday working on it. And so now we have these monthly board meetings. Since we are an open company, we host completely open board meetings, which means that you are welcome to join, you're welcome to attend. We actually have a voice chat going on in Discord, but we do ask that you follow some rules. As a reminder to everyone, if you decide to chat in the Glimesh text chat on the side, or if you decide to speak in Discord over voice, your chat and or text and or voice will be recorded and uploaded to YouTube, as well as streamed to Glimesh TV. So if you don't consent to that, please do not speak in either of those locations. All right, so we kind of follow the same format for these board meetings. The first section that we're going to cover is the executive report, and really that is just a formality of me just talking for a little bit about Glimesh, where we are, what we're going to be, kind of what we're looking at the future, and any kind of big problems we need to talk about. I'm going to try and not read this word for word because you can also read it on your screen, but several of the points in here that I've written are very important, so I may be covering them twice for you. Without further ado, let's get started. So welcome everyone. Like I said, we're now in the August board meeting. This is our second one, which is exciting. And we actually just hit our 1 year mark on July 22nd of the charity stream. So for those who don't remember, on June 22nd, Mixer shut down, and then July 22nd, we hosted our charity stream, and we basically did it as like a way of soft launching, of telling people, hey, we exist, we're going to make a streaming platform, and we pushed out a charity stream because we wanted to show like, hey, we're not full of shit, we're going to actually make this thing, we're going to get it running, and we're going to continue to build this ecosystem. And we did that. On the 22nd of last year, we hosted about 300 people peak on a charity stream. It was a huge event. We had over $3,000 in donations. There were many shaved heads as part of it. And it was a really exciting time. I know chat had a lot of fun. We did a lot of things that showed off, the FTL. And ever since then, we've kind of been building and growing. And then in March of this year, we actually launched for public alpha. So far in this year, we've really been working on launching, getting the alpha out there, and then kind of stabilizing, coming to understand what exactly the software is we've built, how we can continue to maintain it, how do we fix bugs, all that kind of stuff. And then the last 2 months especially have been really, really focused time from a development perspective, focused on building out, several features of our alpha roadmap and actually getting those out and to all of you. So far, the singular focus of most of the Glimesh team has been, in the past 2 months anyway, the development of the mobile app, as well as investigating ways of improving our video infrastructure. So if you've streamed on Glimesh before, I'm sure you know that there's occasional issues with packet loss and jittery streams and some disconnects, and so that's a big priority to us. We want to make sure that if live streaming is in our name, that you can live stream on the platform. And so we've been working on improvements there to get that to be more stable. And in addition, we're working on some new technology that will hopefully make video more accessible to everyone. Our core belief is that whenever the mobile app is ready to be released and we have those video improvements implemented, that forms a solid enough concrete foundation to actually effectively market to people. So far, we've noticed that when we market, when we send tweets out, when we do paid promotions, whatever it is, first off, 60% of people who click on our marketing material are on their phone or on the tablet or on some kind of mobile device. So already 60% of our users who click on an ad have an uncomfortable experience watching a stream. And then in addition to that, since there are those video issues, we whittle that 40% number down even more. And so the effective number of people who can click on one of our tweets and view a stream is pretty minimal. And so our marketing campaigns so far have been good at like getting hype and then advertising Glimesh itself, but they haven't really been good at advertising the streamers or the community you can expect to see on Glimesh. But now that the past 2 months are out of our way, we're really ready to unblock some of those requirements that we actually need to get the mobile app in your hands. Now, I do want to make a couple of quick clarifications on the mobile app. The first one is that when we release it to the community, it's going to be pretty bare bones. If you're in our Discord or you're on our Build Glimesh or you're on Guilded or wherever it is, and you start to use our mobile app and you volunteer to test it out, you got to set your expectations way down. The first iteration of the app is all of the groundwork it took to get it there. And then based on the feedback we get from you all, we're going to build a better app. So when you first use it, it's going to be basic. It's going to be browsing streams, chatting with streamers, following, unfollowing, that kind of stuff. You won't be able to, view stream analytics or anything like that. You won't be able to view the video on, like 3G connections. You'd have to be on 4G or Wi-Fi. So there's going to be things to work on. But once we have it in your hands, it'll allow us to move very quickly. For those of you who were there during our initial website launch, if you remember, it was broken day one, and then over that day, over those couple of hours, over the next few weeks, we really started to improve it, and now we're at a point where there's less and less bugs. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to release it out internally to people, get some early feedback. You'll be able to use it for the real Glimesh TV website. And then as you report things and we fix things, we'll start to gain some comfort in actually releasing it to the public. So with that, on August 20th, we're going to be pushing out a new internal system that handles app authentications along with a new API. Those two blockers have kind of prevented the mobile app from existing in public. That's the reason we can't actually push it out right now to users, is because we have to get those two things launched first. The OAuth migration actually has some implications for developers, so we want to make sure we give them 2 weeks or more of time to adjust anything. Now, we did design the OAuth change to be completely easy for everyone. For most developers, it won't require any changes at all. For developers who have hard-coded some things, there may be some changes required, but we've documented those out pretty straightforwardly, and we're going to be emailing all developers those updates. So after we've deployed that out on August 20th, then we'll be able to actually start testing that mobile app out. And then after that, we're actually going to want to start testing. We have a new low latency implementation of Rtmp. So if anyone's familiar with some of the tech behind streaming, if you stream to Twitch or YouTube or Facebook, you generally most of the time use a protocol called Rtmp. And it is, we always make fun of it, honestly. It is an archaic protocol from 2009, developed by Adobe for Adobe Flash, right? And like Adobe Flash doesn't even exist anymore. And Rtmp still does. But, with FTL, you get lightning fast video at the sacrifice of, it not working over everyone's internet connection all the time. With Rtmp, you get inherently slower video, but you have more network stability. You don't have to worry about, any kind of packet loss, at least on a small level, and it'll continue to work. So for those of you who do need Rtmp or something like it, this will help you get basically the same speeds you'd expect with FTL, with a little bit of overhead, but also over the Rtmp protocol. So you'll be able to get that working for you. Now we're going to do testing of it initially. So there's plenty to learn there. There's plenty to improve on, but we'll start testing it, and then we'll roll it out, more and more available. And the other benefit of Rtmp will be that anyone who uses a restream provider, you'd be able to use Glimesh in that restream provider, providing you can use a custom Rtmp URL. Now, there's other implications of having more people restreaming to the platform, and there's also an extremely high risk behind having this added. I'm personally concerned that if a majority of our streamers become restream only to Glimesh and they don't actually pay attention to it, we actually will very quickly slide into a point where we're no longer able to pay for the servers just because of the number of people who are restreaming to us. So there's a lot more to consider as far as adding that. Like, honestly, FTL has been kind of a, FTL not being supported everywhere has been nice because it means that people who stream to Glimesh watch on Glimesh, right? And maybe you're using Aircast and you're restreaming and it's fine, but like most people don't care about that. Whereas a lot of our users have, a lot of our Discord users anyway have come in, asked, hey, do you guys support restream? And then when we tell them no, they don't try and make Aircast work. And so we just have to balance that. We have to make sure that streamers who are streaming to us, hopefully they want to push their community to us as well, and bring those subscriptions, bring those users over. So that's some good news. The Rtmp implementation will need time to prove out. We'll need time to improve it, but we do have a working implementation of it. There's only a couple of bugs, and then once we are feeling comfortable with it, we'll release that out for testing, and then we'll keep patching it, fixing it, adding new features. The new implementation also gives us a good platform to deliver more optimized video as well. So we'll be able to hopefully kind of smooth out mobile video viewing. All right, so then the last piece I want to touch on here, as far as new things, is we've been working on how we work on Glimesh. And if you're new here, one of the things to know about us is we're a completely open company. We are the exact truly spoken words of built by the community for the community. You yourself can come and work on the product, work on the marketing, work on the dev, work on anything you want to work on to help build Glimesh and make an impact. And so we spend a lot of time trying to answer the questions of how do we collaborate better? How do we organize our work? How do we approve things? How do we communicate frustrations and concerns better? And so we've actually rolled out a new form, which is crazy in today's world where everything's real time. We rolled out a new form to keep all of us and all of our projects more organized, first and foremost, but then also to really encourage everyone to spend a little bit more time thinking about what they're building for Glimesh and thinking about what exactly they want to contribute back to Glimesh. With Discord, it's really easy to kind of jump into a conversation without trying to understand others' opinions and others' perspectives. And for us to collaborate effectively and to become a really diverse group, we have to make sure that we are listening to each other before we make decisions. So we do have a new form. I invite you all to check it out. It'll be linked here, but then also it's build.glimesh.tv. You can log in with your Glimesh TV account. It's basically one click and you're in. It's for building Glimesh. It's not for the community really. So not that you're not invited or allowed. It's just none of the topics there are, they're not off topic. They're not to discuss politics or anything like that. We do have rules, and the rules do dictate that you must talk about building Glimesh or we'll remove your post. So so I'm excited about that. The form is going to be a really great way as well to give people who are in other time zones or who don't always have free time during the day, which is when I work, work on Glimesh anyway, give them the opportunity to actually interact in these conversations and get their word in, because the conversations are not real time. So you can come back in later when you have time at night and leave your opinion. Another good point there is that if you're interested in how Glimesh is built, you can read any post on the forum. It's all public, it's all available. You don't have to sign in, you don't have to log in, but you can read it. You can stay up to date. And if you're interested in a particular area, you can actually subscribe to email updates for that area, so you'll get a notification whenever there's a new post. Again, that's not going to be our primary way of informing you, the streamer or the viewer, about new features. We're going to do that on our blog as well, our blog and our Twitter. But for us, the builders, for people who actually work on building Glimesh, that is our new home. So finally, the point of kind of this executive summary today has been to really illustrate the point of we've got all the pieces coming together now. We've got everything we need as far as mobile app and video stability coming together. We're iterating on them constantly, and we're getting them ready for release. And now it's kind of the time for me to call on the community, the contributors, everyone who's passionate about Glimesh, to start to think about and start to plan for making Glimesh everything it can be. We all know when we respectively joined the project that it's been something that we believe in. And for a lot of you who have been here day after day after day after day since you joined, it means a lot to be dedicated to our vision and our idea over time. We're here to do this right. We're not here to take the shortcut. We're not here to have to have investors be our customers. We're here to build you a better streaming platform because you deserve better. You deserve to be treated appropriately. You deserve to have fair and equal treatment. So we are excited to finally get this mobile app out there, get video improvements out there, and actually start to be a product that is available to users. And so we're going to really start kicking out marketing campaigns. We're going to kick out featured events. We're going to kick out as much as we can spend our time on to really start pushing people towards Glimesh, because after we have these features, it's going to be a platform that you can confidently direct people. Now, there are going to be missing features. There are going to be, this, that, and another thing that you really need to run your stream, but you have to realize that our main goal is to provide live streams. And so we're going to work on that. We're going to make sure that's stable. And then anything else after that is auxiliary. So for anyone who's looking to make an impact, for anyone who's looking to work on Glimesh or help us build, I invite you to come help us build together. We're going to be bringing some new GCT members on as well, which can hopefully help bring in some more community lifeblood, as well as I hope all of you will, starting now, and especially in with the new app, really start to learn more about Glimesh, contribute more, talk more, anything you can do to help kind of drum up some activity. So thank you for being here tonight. That's the executive summary. Let's move on to metrics. All right. So here's all the good stuff. So I put all the charts together. We have a couple of charts here tonight. It's virtually the same charts from last month. So if you want to follow along with what it looked like last month, you can just look here. You can also look on the blog. Social media, for the most part, has been very stagnant. Except for a couple of tweets, we haven't talked at all on virtually any social media platform. We haven't had any kind of strong marketing campaigns to push out. We haven't had any new features to really show off. Heads have been down so much on mobile app, it's really just been kind of cluttering everything. I know I personally, especially in the last 2 months, have completely run out of any additional energy to put towards social media. I find that most days I literally am just drowning in code, that I come up for air for a couple of minutes, and the last thing I want to look at is Twitter. I want to not look at a computer. I want to go look at a book or something. So with that said, if you're interested in helping us market, if you're interested in helping us tweet, if you're interested in coming up with ideas, we'd love your help. It's a lot of work, but I think really whenever we get that mobile app out there and we get the the video improvements, we're going to find a lot more opportunities for marketing. So you can see here in our metrics that Discord is of course down as usual. Discord, we're losing 100 people every month, but it looks very consistent. On Twitter, we did lose 100 followers in the past month. And then Reddit, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and Gilded all grew last month. So we have more users there. But Twitter and Discord have been kind of falling behind. As far as July goes for streamers and viewers, it's still the same continuation of a downward trend. We've been hovering around about 245 unique streamers every week. However, I'm really glad to say that 60 new streamers tried us out in the month of July. 60 people who had never streamed on Glimesh before actually streamed on us, and they streamed on us more than once. So we are getting new streamers coming in. There's also brand new viewers who have never been a part of the community before joining up. I don't have figures on that, unfortunately. We don't track viewers that specifically, but there are new people coming in. But we did see a 18% drop in unique visitors from June to July. You can see those numbers reflected down here. Like I said, Discord and Twitter are down from the month before. However, Reddit, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and Gilded are all up. Unique visitors and total page views are down. All right. If there's any kind of questions that aren't related to what's on the screen right now, we're going to absolutely answer those. Just give us the end of the stream, and we'll help you answer those questions. All right. Next up is our finances. So we split our finances up into two categories. The first one is software as a service, which is generally recurring, and then physical sales, which is generally one time. And the financial spreadsheet below breaks down those two categories and provides an additional traditional profit and loss itemization. It's not perfect, but it's kind of the best books we have. And then overall, right now, Glimesh is in a good financial position. We do have money in the bank. We do have revenue coming in. We are paying for all of our servers. And we expect revenue to pick back up with the launch of our mobile app. Here you go. You can see that. I'll scroll down for the rest in a second. But gross subscriptions, which is total revenue across the platform, did fall by $960. However, I've been tracking the percent change month over month as far as revenue goes. And from April to May was a 20% change. Negative 20%. From May to June was a negative 20% change. However, from June to July, the percent change was only 11%. So we only lost 11% of our revenue as opposed to our average of 20%. So we are losing less revenue, which is good. I am hoping that pushing out the mobile app, getting video, and then getting those market campaigns are going to start to bring up revenue again. We paid out $1,000 to streamers. And Stripe charged us somewhere on the hand of so about $1,200, $1,100 of fees, which is high, but Stripe is the only people who do what we need. As far as t-shirt sales goes, we haven't sold any t-shirts for the most part. We just have 2 or 3 t-shirts coming in. However, we are maybe planning some new merch soon, so we'll see. And then as far as, it's in the nav bar. We could definitely do a better job at advertising it though. Again, we're not surprised that merch sales are down. We just want to be able to track the numbers. We're not actively pushing for merch sales every month. All right, and then as far as server expenses goes, very in line with what we have been spending. We were able to cut down on a couple of servers last month. Oh, there is a tiny error here. We're $78 off. Sorry, that should be a negative. But you can see the amounts here are within $100 of each other. Server expenses we try and keep on a minimum. That way we can have more profit. But you can see we spent about $1,300 there. And then as far as recurring services go, we spend basically about $500 a month, give or take, on recurring services. The two biggest recurring services that are not servers are AppSignal, which is a program we use to track errors on the website, and then POE Editor, which is the translation tool we use for people to be able to translate the website. So those are more than 50% of the recurring services. This month we had one-time service. I bought a chair. I'm sitting on it. Glimesh paid for it. If you have any questions, we can talk about it. And then we spent $100 on domain renewals, which marks the 1 year mark because those expire every year. So we renewed those. And then you can see here we left with $5,131 in income minus $4,397 in expenses, leaves us with about $733. Now we have $2,200 in Stripe and then $18,000 in the bank. So we're still fine as far as money goes. Oops. All right. Well, that's the finances. If anyone's missing these or you want to take a deeper look at any of our finances or any of these numbers, they will be posted on the blog. If you want to dive in deeper, we do have itemizations of these finances. Just come, come talk to me. No, it was not an IKEA Marcus. I bought an off-brand Amazon chair. The medium cheapest I could find. But I figure I sit my butt all day to work on Glimesh, so I'm going to be damn comfortable when I do it. All right, let's move on to team reports. So as far as team reports go, we're switching up the format a little bit on team reports. We're going to start using the building Glimesh form as the input for the team reports. So anything that is solid work that's been accomplished on the form, we're going to start posting here. It's a good way to get those updates out, and it's a good way to keep kind of everyone in that loop. So if you want to be on this list, if you want to see your work here, make sure you use the new form to post your work. So from a product development team, we rolled out the support button at the very beginning of the month. That basically renames the subscribe button to support. It gives you a way to support your streamer that's not just a subscription. The new button is going to allow us to add partners like Streamloots, which give streamers additional sources of income. And I'm really excited for it too, because it is starting to move away from the traditional notion that all of your money has to come from subscriptions, and it starts to bring it into, well, streamers make money in a lot of different ways, and it's not about money, but it is, right? If you want to keep doing your hobby, you need money to continue it, and the support button is a way to do that. Whether it's money, whether it's merch, whether it's trading cards that you can play, whatever it is, the support button will be there for you. It's for your stream in its entirety. Right now it's Streamloots, but in the future we want to add more and more things that can help support your stream. Another thing that's going to go there is gift subs. In the future, if we ever have donations, we'd have donations there as well. A whole bunch of stuff. We probably wouldn't add anything that's a direct competitor with subscriptions on Glimesh. It's great that Patreon and Ko-Fi can offer low cuts on their subscriptions, but we have to pay for the video. So we would probably not offer anything that is a direct competitor with those. It'd probably be like merch, Streamloots, stuff like that. Platform currency, yeah, all that kind of stuff. All right, the next item is that our OAuth migration is scheduled to be rolled out on August 20th. And then we are going to start our mobile app testing sometime shortly after August 20th. If you want to be a part of that, just keep a lookout for Gilded, Discord. We'll post it in there. You'll be able to see it. And then on the design team perspective, we actually have one of our contributors working on a new site navigation. it's a couple of really nice quality of life tweaks that make the site navigation better on mobile app, better on your phone, better on, wait, that's the same thing, better on your tablet, and then also on your desktop, make it a little bit more usable. On the community team perspective, Paco, do you want to give these updates?
Yeah, I would be happy to. On the community team, we've been hard at work recently. Specifically, it's myself, Ribena Berry, and Britzarugi. We have fully written, developed, and put into a nice PDF style handbook for the community team, so we can really make sure that we have that consistent training and information for team members. Because one of our goals is, fairness and making sure everything or everybody is treated the same all across the board. The rules apply to everybody the same. And I really feel like consistent training is going to be a big part of that. So we're going to be rolling that out to the GCT shortly, making sure everybody is, up to speed and, all on the same page, as well as bringing in 6 new community members that we are going to be using this process to train and really try and, give a shot in the arm to the excitement in the community, try and make sure there's always somebody around talking and being able to be talked to or ask questions of or get some help from, whatever the case may be.
Great. I'm excited. I'm excited for the new community team members. Paco gave me a sneak peek of who they are, and everyone on the list has been a part of the community for a long time. I know that you've seen all of their faces around the platform, and I know that you're going to love them. So I'm excited for that. Brand new faces, some familiar faces as well. And I think that, like Paco said, it's going to be like fresh blood always helps bring new vigor.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Reinvigoration is the
Yeah.
word I keep using. It's going to
Yep.
get it going.
All right. So next up, the marketing team is working on a new process proposal to help figure out how to streamline work and some of our future campaigns. If you're interested in that, that's on our Building Glimesh site. And then there is an event coming up on the 21st. Paco, do you know what that is?
I do know what that is. It is an event being put on by, what's the rebrand? The Short Bus, formerly Short Bus Eric. He's got a really cool event, something that the bus ride. There we go.
Formerly Short Bus. Now the bus ride.
Formerly Short Bus Eric, yes.
The artist formerly known as.
Precisely. It's just a symbol now. I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm sorry. But he's got a really unique event coming up, something that I actually don't think I've seen on Glimesh yet. So I'm pretty excited about that for us to start advertising and everything. We've already gotten some materials from him and everything, getting it ready to start promoting.
Yeah, and if you are interested, we as Glimesh, we love to help advertise and support any events that you're running. So if you're running a cool event, you're doing something for charity, you're doing some kind of competition, you're doing some kind of collaborative art event, whatever it is, if you want our help in boosting that out, we'd love to help you. You can get in contact with our events team via Paco.
We don't have the new link in info and resources because you never updated it when I sent it to you.
Out.
But that will eventually lead to the same thing.
Okay, so we'll add a link in our info and resources channel.
Yep.
And we'll tweet it soon again, just to remind everyone.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
All right, and then the last item here is that the business team is working on a new contributor license agreement. This is kind of still an early discussion. We want to help figure out how we properly let people design assets for Glimesh, whether it's code or images or whatever it is. The complication arises when you, an independent contributor, contribute, let's say, a Glim drop to Glimesh. It's difficult for us to add that to the platform because, by default, you own the copyright for it. So what we do currently is anyone who submits, officially branded like Glim drops that we use on the website, we try and get a copyright assignment form, which changes the copyright from you, the original artist, to us, the company. And we've always had a a policy as part of that that says like you maintain the rights to use it for any kind of portfolios or to claim that you made it. We just want to make sure that we can use it fairly on our side. So we've kind of been thinking about that. The process works, but what we want to look into is instead of claiming complete copyright and then only allowing you to use it for your portfolios, we want to look at what it looks like to basically set all of our assets, or all of our Glim drops anyway, to a Creative Commons license that allows anyone to use them, for any lawful purpose. And so we're working on that now. It's happening in the contributor license agreement topic on our forum. So you should check that out if you're interested in contributing your opinion on that. Ambulance.
You know what you did.
And there is the event form link if you're interested in submitting an event. That was an ambulance. All right, and that is it with the team updates. Like I said before, thank you all for being here. We're going to publish this as a blog. We're also going to upload it just as a formality. There's no motions being made during this meeting. I'm going to call it to close now. So thank you all for being here. We're going to stick around now and answer any kind of questions you have in chat. Anything that we didn't get to answer, just re-ask it and we'll answer it right now. But to everyone else, for everyone who's watching on YouTube, for everyone who's watching live, thank you so much for being here. See you next month.